Few movie monsters have achieved the notoriety and global recognition of the Big G himself, Godzilla. But as we prepare for the release of Godzilla vs. Kong, The New Empire, it seemed like the perfect time to look at the career and legacy of this truly legendary icon. So join us as we count down 20 chapters from the life of Godzilla, the king of monsters. Starting off at number 20, here are 20 potential chapters for an article about Godzilla. First up, let's begin with a simple introduction, the king of monsters. In this chapter, discuss what makes Godzilla such a prominent figure in pop culture and cinema. You can talk about his worldwide recognition and impact on the entertainment industry. Godzilla is more than just a movie monster. He has become a cultural icon representing humanity's struggle against the consequences of nuclear war and our relationship with nature. Now moving on to No. 19. Let's explore the origins of Godzilla. This chapter can cover the first appearance of the character in the 1954 movie, Godzilla, directed by Ishiro Honda. Discuss how this movie was not only the beginning of a cinematic universe, but also reflected the anxieties of post-World War II Japan. This is a great opportunity to talk about how Godzilla came to be created. At number 18, we can delve into the symbolism of Godzilla. Analyze how the monster has evolved to represent different fears and concerns over the years. Godzilla has often symbolized humanity's fear of nuclear weapons, the destructive power of nature, or even our own hubris and scientific progress. Exploring these themes will add depth and complexity to your article. Moving on to number 17, we can discuss the evolution of Godzilla's design. Trace the changes in Godzilla's appearance throughout different eras and film franchises. Consider how these changes reflect the filmmaking techniques and special effects available at the time, and how they contribute to the overall portrayal of the character. It is fascinating to see how Godzilla has gone from a more primitive monster in the original films to a more technologically advanced creature in recent movies. Next up at number 16, let's focus on Godzilla in Japanese cinema. Dedicate a chapter to the classic Toho films, highlighting the unique characteristics and themes present in the Japanese versions. Compare and contrast these earlier films with the later American adaptations, discussing how Godzilla was perceived differently in each country. Now let's move on to number 15 and talk about Hollywood's take on Godzilla. Analyze the American adaptations of the character, including the 1998 film and the more recent Legendary Pictures series. Discuss how these films attempted to reimagine Godzilla for a Western audience, and how successful they were in doing so. You can also touch upon the differences in tone, style, and reception between the American and Japanese versions. Speaking of the American adaptations, next up at No. 14, we can delve into the specifically Legendary's Godzilla. Discuss the impact of this modern cinematic universe on the character and how it has breathed new life into the franchise. Talk about the world building, the interconnectedness of the kaiju, and the blend of action, spectacle, and environmental themes. This is a great opportunity to discuss some of the most recent and exciting Godzilla movies. Moving on to number 13, let's talk about Godzilla's greatest battles. This chapter can be dedicated to some of the most iconic fights featuring Godzilla, such as those with King Ghidorah or other notable kaiju. Analyze what makes these battles so captivating and how they have evolved over time. Remember to highlight the visual effects, the emotional impact, and the underlying messages conveyed through these fight scenes. At number 12, we can explore Godzilla's allies and enemies. Discuss some of his greatest rivals like Mothra, King Ghidorah, and Mechagodzilla, as well as any other memorable kaiju that have appeared in the films. Analyze their motivations, their powers, and their relationships with Godzilla. This is also a good time to mention any upcoming kaiju that will be featured in the future movies, and how they might challenge the king of the monsters. Moving on to number 11, let's discuss Godzilla's powers and abilities. Detail the various skills and strengths that make Godzilla such a formidable force. Don't forget to mention classic abilities like his atomic breath, as well as any other unique powers he may possess. You can also talk about his regenerative abilities, his immense strength and durability, and any other relevant characteristics. Be sure to provide specific examples from the films to support your discussion. At number 10, we can get into the science of Godzilla. This chapter can explore the biological and scientific aspects of the character. Discuss the possibility of such a creature existing in real life, drawing from actual scientific theories and research. talk about the potential causes of Godzilla's abilities and the implications of his existence on the natural world. This could also be a good opportunity to bring in some experts or scientists to share their opinions. Now let's move on to 9 and discuss Godzilla in pop culture. Explore the various ways in which the character has been portrayed outside of cinema, such as in comics, video games, anime, and other media. Analyze how Godzilla has been adapted to different storytelling formats and how he continues to evolve in popular culture. This is also a great chance to talk about Godzilla merchandise, theme park attractions, and other related products that have contributed to the character's enduring legacy. Next up at number 8, let's dive into one of the most anticipated aspects of the upcoming movie, Godzilla vs. Kong, a legendary rivalry. This chapter can be dedicated to the history of the confrontations between Godzilla and King Kong. Discuss the various versions of their encounters in film and how the rivalry has evolved over time. Analyze what makes these matchups so compelling and how they reflect changing attitudes towards kaiju cinema. This is also a great opportunity to build anticipation for the new movie. At 7, we can talk about the environmental themes present in Godzilla films. Many of the Godzilla movies have incorporated messages about climate change, pollution, and the consequences of human actions. Discuss how these themes are explored in the films and how they have become increasingly relevant in recent years. You can also analyze how the kaiju themselves serve as metaphors for environmental issues, and how the films call for greater awareness and responsibility regarding our treatment of the planet. Moving on to 6. Let's delve into the music of Godzilla. The soundtracks of the Godzilla movies have played a significant role in creating the film's atmosphere and impact. Discuss how the iconic score by Akira Ifukube and other composers has become an integral part of the franchise. Analyze how the music enhances key scenes, builds suspense, and reinforces the emotional impact of the story. You can also talk about memorable themes and motifs, and how they have resonated with audiences over the years. Now, let's move on to number 5 and explore some lost and unmade Godzilla films. This chapter can discuss planned projects that were never produced, such as cancelled sequels or scrapped ideas. Analyze the reasons behind the cancellation of these films and explore what might have been if they had been made. This is also a good time to talk about any interesting or unusual concepts that have been considered for the Godzilla franchise over the years. Next up at 4, let's discuss the fan community and fandom culture surrounding Godzilla. This chapter can explore the passionate community of Godzilla fans and how they have kept the legacy alive through conventions, online communities, and creative projects. Discuss the impact of fan culture on the franchise and how it has influenced the films and other media. You can also talk about fan theories, Easter eggs, and other elements that contribute to the overall enjoyment and engagement with the Godzilla universe. Now at 3, let's delve into the influence of Godzilla on other monsters. Godzilla has inspired numerous kaiju and other sci-fi creatures in film, literature, and art. This chapter can explore some of the most notable examples and analyze how they have been influenced by Godzilla's design, abilities, and cultural significance. Discuss how the concept of the kaiju genre has evolved and how Godzilla has played a role in shaping it. Moving on to 2, we can talk about the future of Godzilla. This chapter can speculate on what's next for the character in film and other media. Discuss any upcoming movies, projects, or rumors, and analyze the potential directions the franchise could take. This is also a great opportunity to talk about any current theories or debates among fans and how they might be resolved or expanded upon in future installments. And finally, in our conclusion, let's wrap up the article by discussing why Godzilla endures. Throughout this journey through 20 potential chapters from the life of Godzilla, you've covered various aspects of the character's journey, from his origins to his impact on pop culture. Now in the conclusion, bring all these threads together to reflect on why Godzilla has achieved such lasting popularity and relevance. Consider how the character has resonated with audiences across generations, and how he continues to adapt and evolve alongside societal concerns and technological advancements. Godzilla is more than just a monster. He is a symbol of our struggles, fears, and triumphs in the face of overwhelming odds. His enduring legacy reminds us of the power of storytelling and the timeless appeal of kaiju cinema. So there you have 20 potential chapters from the life of Godzilla. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like and comment below about your favorite Godzilla movie or character. We would love to hear your thoughts. Thanks for watching, And until next time, stay epic.